And just in case you don't know, just in case nobody told you, results days in 6 days. We are going to address the horror show that was Physics Paper 2, AQA, and Chemistry Paper 3, AQA. Good morning. Today I woke up and I actually questioned why I'm doing this because I literally do not want to film. And then I was like, no, but I have to because I said I was going to. And this is good, it's holding me accountable, it's forcing me to be consistent. So yeah, here I am again, another video. And just in case you don't know, just in case nobody told you, results days in 6 days. I realised I had to do this and I'm going to do it once and then we're never going to speak of it again, we're never going to talk about it again. We are going to address the horror show that was Physics Paper 2, AQA, and Chemistry Paper 3, AQA. If you are unfortunate enough to know what I'm talking about, I actually just want to apologise first and foremost. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain. Okay, I have to start with the fact that, you know how we all have those exams that go bad? I need to just clarify, these were not just exams that went bad. Because you've all had that exam, you know that feeling when you walk out and you just know it's going to be like a single digit number on the test paper, no matter what the test is about. You know when you just know it wasn't a good exam? This was not one of those exams where it's you. Like, there are some exams where it's actually your own fault. You didn't revise, you didn't know the content, you just weren't sure what was happening and you walked into that exam blind. That happens, and this was not that situation. So I'm going to start with Physics Paper 2 because that's probably the one most of you have heard about. This got a lot of press, a lot of news articles, a lot of complaints, a lot of petitions were signed because of this exam paper. To put it simply, this exam paper was literally inaccessible and nobody could answer it. As in, right, I'm doing physics, right? People who do physics are smart people. As in, people in my class were doing like further maths, physics, like that was their combo. People doing maths and further maths are smart people. Let's just establish that. When the further maths people come out of an exam saying, I think I got single digits, then you really sit and you wonder and you question. If people who are predicted 3 A stars are saying to people like me, I got single digits, then I wonder, I really truly wonder what I scored on that exam. Physics has multiple choice. So the only hope I have is that as I was circling my multiple choice, God himself took my hand, guided it, and made me circle all the correct answers. If multiple choice was a guessing game. So the way I feel about physics right now, the reason why I said it could be a U or it could be an A, is because I feel like I wasn't examined on my knowledge. I feel like I was examined on how well I could guess. And that's not what an exam should be. But essentially, the questions were not doable. And this is not me, this is not my opinion, this is fact, as stated by like every physics teacher across the whole of the UK. It was just, we all walked off that exam and we all just collectively cried together. And it was really a horrible day. So last year they did the exact same thing with physics. They made the paper 3 too hard and they did have to issue a statement explaining that they were going to make it easier. So this year they've now decided to make the paper 2 too hard, and you would think after that last year they would learn from their mistakes, but clearly they just didn't. They just repeated it and made it actually 10 times worse. And that's why my physics grade is really hanging in the balance. Because of Physics Paper 2, it could honestly be anything, but I just hope and pray that my guesses were lucky and that my multiple choice is going to carry me. Also, just for context, you would think to get an A grade, you need a certainly, like, you'd think, oh, to get an A in a subject, maybe you're looking at 75%, 80%. To get an A in physics, you needed just above 50% last year. As in half marks. As in, you got half of the questions wrong on the paper and you still get an A. Last year. So this year, I don't know what the grade boundary is going to be. I really do wonder, because it might have to be 30% with the way they messed us up with Physics Paper 2. This is to explain my grade predictions yesterday. That's why physics could be anything. Chemistry Paper 3 now. I ended up getting entered for special consideration. My whole class did. Because Chemistry Paper 3 was just not sat in exam conditions. And Chemistry Paper 3 is one of the things that took me a long time to actually wrap my head around it. Because it's all well and good when it's in your own control. Like, when you are actually responsible for not doing well. But when it's out of your control, I think that's when it bugged me. And Chem Paper 3, essentially, The invigilators were talking during our exam. We had people in the year below were outside and they were like screaming and playing games during school time. Basically, we were put in a classroom for our exam. We weren't put in the hall. This classroom is located in the center of our school. So we had noise from just every single direction. We had noise. And chemistry paper 3, for those of you who are unaware, this year was a graph paper. We had to draw 3 graphs. You might think, oh, drawing a graph is not that bad. Drawing a graph requires so much precision and concentration. I literally could not hear myself thinking. It was so loud. And that exam just was not sat in exam conditions. That's all I have to say, really. It was literally constant noise, constant chatter. When I say constant, I mean constant. It was loud. It was not sat in silence in the slightest. At a point, like, we actually turned to each other in the exam and was just like, is this real? Obviously, we didn't speak, but like, you know when you just sense in the room that we're all thinking the same thing? And after the exam, I did actually say to the invigilator, this wasn't exam conditions. And she was all trying to deflect and like, oh, it wasn't my fault, it was her fault. And I walked out of that exam and I cried for an hour straight because Chem paper 3 it was not an exam. It did not feel like I sat an A level that day. It felt like I sat, not even a mock. I've sat mocks in better condition than that. So we got entered in for special consideration. And the thing is with AQA, they don't tell you whether it's been approved. So it's just a waiting game, really. You just have to wait and see what I get on results day. I've addressed this now. The rest of results day, we're not going to talk about this again. But I just felt like it needed a video because I'm going to reference them a lot. When I say the trauma from exam season, I'm referencing these 2 exams. So at least now that's in perspective. Now we know what I'm talking about when I say exams really knocked me out. I mean physics and chemistry. But if you did have exams that went bad, like me, and you're feeling like, oh, I'm not sure, I just want to remind you that it's been done. First of all, it's done, you can't change it. And second of all, you always do better than you think you do. That is the one thing that is keeping me going. GCSE, the grades I got, I didn't think I'd get those grades. So I'm hoping the same translates for A level. You never really acknowledge your own ability. I feel like as human beings, we're all too humble about it. We're all like, oh yeah, I'm not sure. But really and truly, we definitely have done well. Well being subjective, but you've not done as bad as you think. And if you are feeling down about certain exams, you've sat them, they're over, and all you can do is hope for the best. Because as well, if you sit here and you get in a slump about it and you're sad about it, and then results day happens and results day is bad, you've just felt sadder for longer. But if you sit here and you're hopeful and you're optimistic and then results day is bad, yeah, you'll be sad on results day, but at least you've had happiness before that. And I think that's what my next video is going to be about, finding happiness and like doing things that bring you joy, because I think that's very much needed around this time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, you will see me tomorrow. I don't want to be here tomorrow. I want to be in bed tomorrow, but you'll see me tomorrow with another video. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your day. Do something fun. And yeah, see you tomorrow.